Hello and welcome to day 68 of the 365-day meditation challenge, where I challenge myself to meditate for 1 hour a day in 2 sessions of 31 minutes. I just cleaned a little bit the house just for 20 minutes. I did a bit of reorganizing and washing some dishes as well. And now I want to meditate and be done with the meditation for today. I'm not crying. This is my eye ointment, my eye medicine, just Bromfenac. 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 So I've been putting eye drops in my eyes and taking eye medicine, so I get my blindness gone. I make my blindness leave me forever. There is a lot of light in the house just because the sun hits this part of the building right now, which is beautiful. I kind of like it, but I think it's the whole image is a bit overexposed. But I'm not gonna worry too much about it because I can take away some of the light in editing, so that's nice. I haven't really figured out the proper color grade for this lens because it's a new lens. Well, I had it before, but it's a new lens and I want to make the colors better, but I haven't had the emotional availability to do so in the last few hours, days, in the last few days, yes, since I bought it. I know you might be thinking like, why would you sell a lens and then buy another one and then sell it again? Well, I missed it. And also, I got it for a cheap price. I got it on a discount. So that's nice. Let me just take the timer and start the meditation now. And there you go. The meditation is over. I am feeling amazing, and I was getting distracted about perspective. I got to think about perspective in regards to the fact that I taught Sophie to, if I dropped the leash, to bring her to me without any command, just dropping it is the cue to bring it back. And people are very impressed by this, but um, it's super funny how they get the perspective completely wrong. It's like, oh, what a smart dog. And that's not the right perspective. Like the how it's not because the dog is smart. Sure, that plays a role, a small amount, but it's not as if the dog started to do that on its own. It's learned behavior that was put there in 200, 300, 400, 800 repetitions. So it's it's broken down. The whole habit, the whole act is broken down in small, like, Lego pieces, where first I teach her to hold the leash, like giving her treats whenever she holds the leash, and I'm getting that exchange. And then I'm making it harder and harder and harder until I get the desired behavior. So now she has to do a bit of problem solving, but she's not that smart, as in, she is smart, but she does some problem solving because she understands we are training, and I want something for her, and if she does what I want her to do, I'm gonna give her. But sometimes she gets super confused, especially when, like, new behaviors, even though she's a well-trained dog, new behaviors are very hard to implement, very hard to, you have to break them down super like small, and then change and do a lot of guidance in the beginning, and then slowly increase the difficulty of the challenge, of the command. But that's what I'm talking about. It's not as if it's a smart dog, it's a trained dog. The onus is not on the dog. Sure, there are dogs that are harder than others to train. I would say Sophie is medium, medium. She's not super, like, crazy about training. There are dogs that don't need any food. They just like training. And you still give them food so they get even more hype, but and they are very, very smart, and they can learn things, and they can solve problems super fast, and they can understand what you want, and they can memorize words super fast. That's what I would call a smart dog. But it's not even about, because even if you have like a really, really, really smart dog and you don't do anything with him, people wouldn't tell you that this is a smart dog, because they wouldn't know about it. It is when you train the dog that the dog seems smart and can be, like, can pass as smart, because people wouldn't even notice, like, on the street, if you're walking, if it's a smart dog or a dumb dog. Well, whatever. But it's the same thing, like, for instance, when meditating. When you are meditating, if you have the perspective of asking the question, when is it gonna end? When is it gonna end? When is it gonna end? Instead, I think it's more important to say, like, oh, it's been just a few seconds since I started the meditation. So you don't wait for the end all the time. You always feel as if it's the beginning, and you're just relaxed. Because why do you get why do we get more anxious to end a task right when there are like 5 minutes left or 1 minute left? We are like, come on, come on, come on, come on, let's go. It's because of the perspective that we have on the task at hand. And yeah, but the thing about people saying like, "Oh, such a smart dog," and you might be saying like, "Oh, it's just ego because you want to like you want to be the focus and the attention that people place upon, well, instead of the dog." But I think it's wrong to say, it's wrong to have the to look at the world through this lens where the effect, you judge the world just by the effect, you don't judge it by the cause. Like the dog, sure, there is a probability out there that the dog will start to do that on its own, but definitely very, very small. And what is more likely is that the dog is super trained and does that because it was trained to do that. And you're like, oh, what, how, at least say how trained, how well trained the dog is, instead of, oh, how smart it is. Because it's really more about the training and less about the smarts. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.